All trading videos by OFA are for educational purposes only to illustrate sample use cases of the software functionality. OFA is not a trading system or strategy being marketed on a performance track record of live or hypothetical results. Trading involves substantial risk. Please do not purchase or subscribe to OFA services without carefully reading the complete required disclaimers and terms and conditions located on the OFA website. So we have 3 minutes until the equity open. We have a nice little double top here. I had a great short off the high, but I just couldn't hold it all the way. I was able to pick up 3-to-1 and then got taken out with some profit. So I'm sitting pretty this morning, but if you notice, we traded right back up into the same transition, and now it looks like we're trying to break down across this right here. We only have a couple of minutes until the open, so I've got to kind of hold on and just sit back for a minute. I'm very interested in 2 levels down here. This is the volume that accumulated before we had that explosive move up at 8. So I want to mark this off. And then I also like this low, even though it's a kind of an odd time to put in a low. What I like about it is the number of times that we traded back. So we lifted up off of it, retested, and then retested again before getting propped up here. There's plenty of room in between here if this doesn't hold to be able to potentially go the other direction and trade down. Because we're so close to the open, I can't just rest a limit order out here. I've got to see what the opening volume is like. But man, I sure would like to, this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe a 5-tick stop. But with the opening volatility that we've been having during the equity open, I think I'm just going to give it a minute. We're about a minute and 30 from the open. The other thing I want to do is just get the profile for the range today. See where that falls right in the right place. Okay, so let's see what happens. We've got about a little bit more than 30 seconds left. You can see the edge of value. It's right at this transition down here where the buyer just exploded. I just love seeing that. Very tempted to drop an order there. I'm going to try and be patient and see what happens here at the open. About 15 seconds to go. Oh, there they go. We're open, and you can see the quick drop. We're coming right into this area. I'm going to be so pissed if we tap this and take off. Right up against it. There's the tap. Okay, trading down into it. Oh, and through it. Okay. Holding right at the edge. Son of a gun. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't rest an order out there because that would have taken me out by a tick. What I want to do is get a profile working on this, because if this starts to hold, I'm going to be ready to be a buyer. Move this over just a little bit. You can see the transition already starting here. Buyers trying to poke their heads back up. And what's key about this is that we've got this transition up here, right where this volume weighted average price is. That's where we need to be able to trade to. So let's say we're at 94. If we could get a fill at 94 up to 10, we need to have about no more than about an 8-tick stop on anything that we trade from here, just to get 2-to-1 at that last key breakdown. All right, well, it looks like there's some selling pressure here, so this may be trading through. Hadn't happened yet. Okay, we rotate. Let's see if there's a transition. There's not enough room for me to sell through to this, but I'll certainly wait. If we come down to 76 and trade through it, I wouldn't mind looking for a short there. We're too close for a short right now. Obviously, the short was up here off the other transition. But if the sellers are going to take this and drive away with it, we're going to wait for the lows. Okay, buyers pushing back up. Right at the edge of value here, guys. This is what interests me. We've got this explosive move out of this same price level earlier. We're right at the equity open. Got volume building down here. Can the buyers push this up and out? Trying. Okay. Oh, it's like we've just run right into this. All right, let me see. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. Well, we fade back into it. Let's see if they can come down, tap it, and move up again. Figured about the worst we could do here is an 8-tick stop. We can do that if we can get something around 94 or 95. This has got to pop up and go. All right, here we go. Are we going to get something? Buyers seem to be moving out. There we go. I'm going to buy this at 95. See if we can get back to it. A little action in the print there. Okay, we're on the edge of this, so we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-tick stop. 7 ticks. So we're going to have to move our stops and targets around. You can see the buyers coming in. We may get left behind. Needed them to poke through that volume, and that's exactly what they did. All right, hit but no fill. Okay, we get the fill. Move the stop out 1. Target comes out 2. 1, 2. And then we'll move these other ones around. And let's think about this. Well, we know we've got an awesome transition up there. So we'll definitely put a target there. We want to look at this, right? Because I'm just going by 2 to 1, but you can see this big move of volume here. Look at that. All right. My first target is not going to be 2 to 1. It's going to be a little bit short of 2 to 1, and I'll just have to deal with that. All right. What else? We can go up. We have a target there that we found earlier. Oh, we got our first target filled. Oh, there's the other target up there. I just want to get these targets set in case this thing starts screaming. All right. Spread this back out. Okay, here we go, here we go. All right, so we're at 3 to 1. Target filled. I'm going to move my stop up to the volume weighted average price, and it seems to be just screaming right along. So I'm just going to put this. Now we're at the 2 a.m. highs. Remember, that's what this dashed line was. That's where the trade was earlier, and we're right on it. So let's keep tracking this volume weighted average price. We're right at the other side of value. So we traded from one side across. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Getting good action here. I'm just trailing the VWAP. All right, we get picked up on the up at 40, so that's more than 4 to 1, and our last target is up at 56. I'm going to go ahead and jump my stop. I don't see any reason for this to be coming back through this transition, and we can probably go up higher than that. Lots of crap on the chart that I would like to clean up, but we've got so much action going on right now, I'm not going to bother with it. This is what I want to look at right here, this last little bit of transition. We had sellers, buyers, buyers. So let's bring that up. We'll get right below that point of control. Little bit of volume there at our previous high at 40. And then we're trading up to the opening volume from yesterday here, guys. That's what the 56 target is. See if we can get it. We're getting close. I'm going to go ahead and tuck this up right behind that point of control at 40. I don't want to give anything up here. We can zoom in on this a little bit. Oh, are we going to get there? And we might have just missed that. Okay, just holding up, trying to hold up above 40 here. Sellers pushing back down. We get picked up. All right, well, we missed the target by just a couple of ticks up there, and I can't complain. $2,200, almost $2,300 on the morning. Beautiful trade on the way up here. Let me clean this up just a little bit so we can kind of go back through it. Gosh, we're all the way back down here. Let me first take off the profiles just so that we can get a clearer picture of what we're looking at. This was the target I was aiming for, and what that is, if we go back into the overnight, we had kind of a funky open here. And what I did was I just took all this volume at the open last night and put it together and came up with whatever that is, 56 or something, 57, to try and find where we might trade back to if we traded back to the open. And we got pretty damn close to it. Here is the 2 a.m. high. Nope, that's not the 2 a.m. high. That is the overnight high that came back up at 40, which was one of our targets. And then here is the 2 a.m. London session high. That's that dash line. This is the trade that I took earlier off the dash. Well, it wasn't a dash line at the time. I don't know if we'll edit that out or not, but you can see the trade right there off of that, and then moving down, picking up 2 to 1 and 3 to 1 on that trade before getting eventually stopped out about here. We traded back up into that and then broke back over. Now, what was interesting about this was at the top of the hour when this first trade went off, to get there, we had this really explosive move, and I figured that 8 a.m. volume was going to be key. So I marked that off, and I was tempted, very tempted, to take this as just a limit order long, a resting order out there with a 5-tick stop. Well, it looks like I would have gotten stopped out to the tick. No, it's actually deeper than that. I would have gotten stopped out no matter what. So it went a little bit deeper, but none of the volume traded below this. And we started those transitions until we finally transitioned back up. Now look, 8:30, this is the 8:30 opening volume, and we built this nice low in here. When we pop up from there, the entry is right here at 95. We traded straight up into this breakdown transition, right? So we have buyers that are trying to stop the downward action here, and the sellers finally come in and challenge it. That's why this was such a great target. Now technically, this wasn't a 2 to 1 risk to reward. The initial target should have been, I believe, 2 ticks higher, maybe at 45.09. If I'm not mistaken, we can go back and look at where the profile came in. So it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7-tick stop was what I had at risk. And from 45, we took 45, 12. So not quite 2 to 1. Not quite 2 to 1. But then, of course, we have this explosive move. So what difference does it make? And we trade right up. Second target was up here at the 8 o'clock high, this nice transition that we double topped into. Very easily could have just held there, but instead we keep penetrating and powering through. Trade up again. I'm going to get the dotted line off of here. We should have had another target here. Target here at the 40. Now, if you remember the 40 coming back, that's the transition off of the overnight high. And then my objective was to try and trade up to that opening volume, but we just didn't quite get there. So ended up taken out as we came back down into that 40. I don't care. I'm totally happy with that. That's a beautiful, beautiful trade to follow that up. So the first trade was worth about $700, but ending up almost $2,300 for the day, and it is currently 8:42 a.m. Central Time. Pretty hard to beat. Look forward to seeing you later in the week.